Hello, everyone. This is Duran's Healing, and welcome to tonight's Healing Circle. For those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel, where I provide weekly energetic updates for the collective. And as I began to blaze this fire tonight, gather around and contribute your very powerful energy. Whether it be a like, a share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And with that being said, I would like to jump right into the stones to see what's going on out here in the cosmos. And the message that's speaking the loudest is coming from your spirit guides, your ancestor team, or your higher team, and they're landing in nature, suggesting that you're at this threshold of change, like this crossroad ahead of something very powerful, is what I'm seeing here. Because this platform of Power Stone speaks to your anchor, you grounding yourself, but almost like as tall, as reassured, as confident. Yeah, you would not feel this crossroad or this upcoming sensation of anchoring if you weren't headed towards something powerful, is what I'm sensing here. But what I'm also gathering here is that this very powerful thing, or this reality that's coming down for you that your spirit guides are speaking to, is in motion, is starting to materialize, but I cannot see exactly what it is because there are no other stones here. However, there is a collection of stones underneath this message. Very short, very brief is what I'm sensing here. And what I'm gathering in this message is that for those of you in the collective who may feel boxed in at this time, like you're not having any motion, or you don't necessarily know exactly the direction to go, almost like you're at this standstill, like this crossroad or like a railroad track, is what I'm seeing here in the formation of the stones. Yeah, like you're at this railroad track, unable to move forward. But what I'm downloading here in the stones is that this halting of your energy is not any form of stagnation in terms of your energetic movement. What I'm downloading is that you're at this crossroad, or this boxing in of this image that I'm seeing here. This is happening because your energy is transforming. Your energy is going through this metamorphosis as this change comes down, as it prepares for this very large mission in front of you. And before you fully integrate your energy, the other world is putting down the rails at this railroad track, stopping you so that you have the time to transform or to move into the energy that you're picking up on. Yet they do not want you to move into action while you're in this transformative stage. It's like they want you to fully transform your energy, merge it into what's to come, then move, is what I'm seeing here. But I'm also getting a second download. What I'm seeing here in the stones is that there is something that you're shedding. Like you're shedding old skin. You're shedding away from what you were involved in and stepping into something new. This transitional phase that I'm seeing you in. But I'm also seeing this rail, like a rail on a curtain. Like you're changing clothes in a changing room in a store. Yeah, they give you the number and close the rails. So you can try on different items that you selected. But this trying on of energy is more like you stepping into different frequencies that your energy is starting to come down on. The reason why you even entered the store to decide to pick out new clothes is because you are picking up on this very powerful change that's coming down for you. And you're trying to match your energy into what you're merging into, is what I'm downloading here, which requires you to get rid of what you have on. And you're in this phase or in this box or in this changing room. For some of you, feeling like you're at a standstill, feeling like you're at this crossroad. But the truth of the matter here is that your energy is merging into what's to come, is what I'm downloading here in this first message in the stones. And I would like to take a look at the second message that I'm seeing here. This is more of a higher message that the other world is sending kind of on the back end of this very powerful change that some of you are encountering or undergoing or will be very soon, is what I'm seeing here. And what I'm downloading in this higher message is that the other world or your spirit guides is bringing attention to your spiritual literacy, like your knowledge of spirit. It's going to serve a very powerful role in the next phase of your life, at the next entry point of this change or this large transformation, is what I'm downloading here. But as I look more closely into the stones, I can see that there are 3 threads of consciousness here expanding upon your spiritual literacy. This is very interesting. But I would like to break these threads of consciousness down into more like pathways. But I'm seeing this more like inner, center, and external. Your inner self, your centered self, and your external self. Yet when I see literacy, I'm seeing language, communication based on a spiritual knowledge. But based on these stones, I can see that you're multi-layered, the way these shells are falling. And I would like to dive into the inner part first, the inner path, this inner dialogue that I'm seeing your spiritual literacy branch off on. And what I'm downloading here in this inner thread of consciousness is that there's something about your spiritual literacy that is advancing, that is rising. And something in your energy always alerts you to this knowingness. Almost like when you take a different path, when you walk a different route, it was because there was this ringing in your alarm, this ringing of your intuition that guided you in this direction, that guided you away from the crowd, is what I'm seeing here. But as you get this alert, as your intuition rises up, sending you the alarm up towards your advancement of your spiritual knowledge, this is because you have access to the other world. You have access to enter into another dimension, is what I'm sensing here. And the reason for your entry point into the other world is because of this key of access here. It's like you're energetically calibrated a very particular way that gives you the okay, that gives you the clearance to enter into this dimension, this spiritual world that I'm seeing here. But what I'm also registering this as is like the university of spirit, like you're entering into the school system from the other world that you have access to, and they're ringing the alarm to the fact that what's to come, your credits will transfer. You know, when you transfer from one university to the next, and sometimes these credits do not transfer to this next university. However, because you have gained access or you have access to the University of Spirit, they're ringing the alarm or they're letting you know that your credits are going to transfer over into this new phase, into this new arena for you because of your spiritual literacy. And I'm looking at this spiritual literacy as a language. You taking a language course, and your language surrounding spirit is so advanced, it's so unique, and it will be able to transfer over into the world around you. Like you're going to be able to use this skill set in a different path in your life, in a different arena in your life that you have been alerted towards, is what I'm gathering here in the stones. Very interesting message here in this inner thread of consciousness that I'm picking up on. But I want to look at the second wave of consciousness, which is about your center. And you can look at this center more like the 3D. Your day-to-day walk in life is what I'm gathering here. In regards to your spiritual literacy, in connection to this change that your spirit guides or the other world is bringing your attention to, what I'm gathering here is that there's something in your spiritual literacy that has advanced you to express this very sophisticated side of you. Yeah, you leaning on this spiritual literacy in the world that you live in your day-to-day life is serving up more like your intuition. You being guided in a particular way that you can read the spread of things. You can read the energetic landscape of the very path that you're on. And because this energy is ascending, is a higher message, your sophistication is bound to come out. And what I'm sensing here is that you're reading the map of things, trying to figure out how to express the genius in you, how to express this larger side of your energy in the world around you. But you are guided in this very particular way by you reading the energetic map. And you have landed in the right place and time where you're finally being able to express out the genius within you. Very large message that I'm seeing here. But because this genius is so complex and so sophisticated, it is serving up almost like a Merkaba symbol, almost like the Metatron's cube in the realm of spirit science. It's like this energy will be able to pull in all of these frequencies that you're on, all these planes that you're operating on, and materialize it in the 3D in a very unique way, hitting all these energetic points. Even such, you're going to be able to turn over this highly charged energetic currency into currency, is what I'm sensing here. But not only that, your sophistication or this genius in you is attached to your life's work, your life's purpose. Like you're ascending in the world that you walk on this path that you're trying to find your way through and maneuver yourself, but you're doing it in a very methodical way so that you can express your gift and manifest your life's work. This is about your calling. This is about your duty. This is about a sense of responsibility to your spiritual side to manifest the very purpose you came to this planet on, is what I'm downloading. But I can see that your purpose is about your connectivity to the other world, this collaboration with spirit. The reason why you're ascending in this very particular way, in this very methodical way in the 3D, is because of your collaboration. Your life's purpose has to do with your work with spirit. You being so spiritual, you being on this spiritual path and finding your job here. Just like this key that you have to access or gain admission into this university of spirit in the inner thread that I picked up on, the way it shows up in the center, in the world that you live in, is almost like your collaboration or you partnering up with spirit. You partnering up with the energy of spirit, and you're creating this collaboration, is what I'm sensing. Like the collective featuring the spirit, like these collaborations with brands, this partnership that you have with the University of Spirit, with the realm of spirit, will bring down your genius to the world. Because how did you solidify this contract? People will start to see the genius of your energy by way of this collaboration, by way of this partnership producing monetary gains, producing some connection with the bag because of your spiritual literacy. You know how to read the trail. You've walked this methodical path for a very particular reason. And this spiritual literacy is serving or will serve a very key role in this next phase of your life. As things change, as things transform, they will see this collaboration that you have with the spirit, is what I'm gathering here. Very interesting message here in the stones. And I would like to take a look at the third thread of consciousness, which is speaking to the external energy, the external side of you surrounding your spiritual literacy. And what I'm downloading here in the stones is that your spiritual literacy showed up through your voice, showed up through you communicating, showed up by you talking to people. Something in them registered this wisdom. Something in them registered the fact that you were otherworldly. You were operating on a different wavelength by the way you communicate your words. And somehow you speaking this wisdom, or you speaking the things that you were working on, speaking about the light that you saw in people, speaking about what you were going to do, these visions that you saw, something about this caused people to turn their heads. Like it was too loud for them. It was too large for them. As you spoke, people closed their ears. Like it was too heavy for them. Like you were on to something different. This turning of the heads, or you feeling like your energy may have been too much for the people around you, caused you to close your mouth and move in action. You were going to be about what you were talking about as people turn their backs against you, turn their heads around because they could not fully process the information that were coming from you, is what I'm seeing here. But as you moved in action, you decided to quit talking and move this energy forward energetically, to mobilize it, to move it in action. But what I'm hearing here for some of you in the collective is that what they do not hear, they will feel as you move forward in action, developing, curating the very things that you were speaking about, curating or materializing the very dreams down for you. Your energy is mobilizing in that way. You may be connecting with people that vibrate on your frequency, and you know now not to overshare. You know now not to talk as much, but instead you're going to be the very thing that you were speaking about. And this is showing up as your gift. Your gift is the expression of what you're here to deliver. And you're now moving almost like this delivery driver, delivering your gift down to this world, getting on an action plan so that you can materialize this gift that you have. No longer speaking about it. But what I can see here that your gift is on is one about magic, one that comes with transforming people's lives. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. They will be transformed by the gift that they see within you. And not only that, because this stone is landing in two different elements, one of nature, which symbolizes this change, this magic, but also one of fire. They will feel the heat of your gift. It will come through blazing. They know that your authentic frequency is calibrated on this metrics of power. They will feel this in you. The delivery of your gift will come out hot, blazing, and magical, is what I'm downloading here. But I'm also getting another message because a part of your gift is sitting in the fire, which means that it's also sitting in this university of spirit. And what I'm downloading here is because your gift is sitting in this university, this lets me know they're sponsoring you. They're sponsoring and fueling your gift up. Yeah, that's why there's this heat to it, because there is this continuation of the baton, a passing down of this gift, passing down of this delivery box. This is almost like legacy when certain family members go to a particular college. Their grandson or son will gain access or admission into this university because they were legacied in. See, you were legacied into this university by way of your gift, the dispensation of it. So no matter what you do, as long as you stay focused, driving down this delivery, this gift that you have, sponsorships will occur. The other world will sponsor it. You will not have to wonder where your source of income will come from. It will come out of thin air. You will wonder, how do you have the funds to pay for this extracurricular activity? As long as it's in alignment with your gift, the funds will be available because the other world is sponsoring it. This is also an indicator for those of you who are trying to figure out your gift, wondering what it is that you should do. You will not have to worry about the financial means because it will become available for you by way of this sponsorship, is what I'm downloading. Because this gift will be seen. This gift will be expressed out as magic externally, because we're on an external thread. The very same people who have their heads turned against you, as this energy comes down, their mouths will now be shut. In awe at your energy, in awe at the fact that you're now moving in action on the very things that you spoke about, the very visions that you were articulating to them before, that they could not understand, that they did not have any frame of reference for. You're now that frame of reference. You're now that bookmark in time, letting them know you're a manifester. You are about everything you spoke about. Now their mouths are shut at the fact that this literacy, this language that you were speaking, was that of truth. You're going to reveal to people what it means to be authentic, what it means to do what you say and say what you do, and showing them what hard work looks like, showing them what it means to be connected and to be sponsored by the Spirit. This is your badge that you're wearing, and you're going to take this into the next phase of your life, to this change, to this crossroad, to this powerful energy that's coming towards you. Very interesting message here in the stones. This was a very powerful read here. And at this time, if you stayed with me thus far, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And at this time, I would like to change the trajectory a bit to pull some cards to see what this message is about. I would like to look at this spiritual literacy first because this is opening up all of these branches within you. So I would like to know what that is about. I also want to know what this sophistication was about that was going to materialize some abundance. Something about this genius. The world is going to see this genius in you. And then I would like to look at this gift. Yeah, between two worlds, this sponsorship that I was picking up on in the cars. So I did pull cards on the stone that surrounded your spiritual literacy. Yeah, this spiritual literacy was impacting all three branches, and I wanted to get a little bit more insight on this stone because it will help you in the next phase of your life. And the cards that came out were wield your power, creating space for others, allow yourself to be free, spiritual compass, direction, and take the initiative. And what I'm downloading here in terms of your spiritual literacy is that this is the reason you're able to wield your power, to be in a certain position within yourself to move throughout all these three different branches. But more importantly, to help you move throughout life. What I'm sensing here is this spiritual literacy is the reason why you're able to see this veil behind the energies that you're capturing because your language, the study that you have been on for all this time has developed your lens. And you're using this for a higher good. You're using this insight, this language, this literacy to create space for others so that they too can develop their own sense of intelligence, so that they can develop their language in this arena. It's like you're teaching them by the way that you move how to understand the language of spirit. By you being free, by you allowing yourself to be free in this way, you're translating to people the language of spirit. You're like the spiritual compass for people to follow in order to help them understand the spiritual side of town, the spiritual world that they may not have access to articulate. They have physical and literal access to it, but it's the communication that they're missing, the language, the articulation of what they're going through. But somehow, by you being free, you're serving up as this compass on the spiritual landscape, taking the initiative, going in this direction. You did not know that you were going to be this language arts professor. You did not know you were going to be teaching people a different language here, but something in you took the initiative to branch off into the world of spirit, creating your own dictation is what I'm sensing here. The way you enunciate, the way you move in your particular way, not only communicates language, but your style. The way you flow, the way you move, the way you articulate yourself is giving people not only the ability to access this language, to develop their wording in the realm of spirit, you're also giving people the initiative to move in their own way, creating their own version of their story now that they have the words, is what I'm sensing here in this first download. But I'm also getting this spiritual literacy has branched off into three different ways for you, this three different compartments for you. And the reason for this is because you're wielding something different for yourself. Yeah, you're so abstract, you're so large, you're creating this space for yourself to express all of you, and you need a different language to do so. You're so vast, you're so large, and one language is not enough. You had to lean on spirit to articulate yourself in a different way, expressing your light, expressing your energy out. Being free in this way gave you the compass to be able to move how you needed to in the realm of spirit, guiding you in this light, guiding you on this path, forging your own path. And as I can see here, that it branches off into three different threads of consciousness. This is the expression of your very pure energy, very layered, very multi-talented, very complex, because you took the initiative to branch off in your own arena to learn something to help you communicate the experiences that you were having. You did not know how to reference the journey that you were on, so you carved out your own path in this direction, articulating your experiences in the way you felt them. There has been many spiritual leaders come before you. There have been many people walking on this spiritual path, but for you, you had to carve out your own understanding or learning the language of nature, learning the language of energy. That's how you began this journey from the bottom up. People are now seeing your top, but you're wielding this from the bottom, cultivating your energy in spirit so far down to get so far up, creating this space. People are now hearing you. They're now hearing your words, but you've been on this path for quite some time. You've been learning how to write the letter A, how to write it in cursive. You've been going down this journey, writing and articulating your experience, gaining and advancing your knowledge by way of what you have gone through. Therefore, you've sped your path up a little bit quicker when you started to realize the more I'm free, the more I can understand myself. It's like you were reading this vibration within you, guiding you down this path and building your vocabulary. And it was all because you took the initiative. And as you keep taking the initiative and keep going forward, it's blossoming out these different directions for you, these different pathways for you. The expression of your knowledge is going out into a branch of science, a course, a blueprint for others to follow in the realm of energetic direction, writing words. Some of you may be writing your experience. Some of you may be expressing your energy out, giving people the opportunity to read the syllabus of your energy. Something about this lets me know the expression of these three branches are like courses that people can take on your energy. Not only that, I'm seeing something else. These three branches are courses that you're taking to ignite your literacy, to advance it. That's why it's branching off, because it's so multi-layered, and you found these different avenues, these different compartments within yourself on all these different levels. The inner part of you, the center part of you, the external part of you carried a different vibration, carried a different language to it. But because you're so in tune with the literacy or the language arts of it all, you're expressing or expounding on these different pathways, is what I'm gathering here in the cards. Very interesting message here that I'm downloading. And I wanted to take a look at this sophistication stone. It was on the center pathway that was ascending you up, connecting you to your life's work, this collaboration or partnership with the spirit world. But something about this energy was expressing or expanding itself out in the 3D like a genius source of information that anyone and anything could connect with and see from the outside. They could see the complexity of your energy. But what I was sensing here also was about this merging of all these three levels together, all of these energies like the Merkaba, like the Metatron's cube, and I did not know what it was about. So I pulled cards here to download or to break it down for us a bit. And the cards that came out were New Age, Protection, Residency, Subspace Window, Chaos, and Course of Action. And what I'm downloading here in this sophistication stone is that it is so sophisticated that it could tap into this initial message that the other world was speaking to. Like you're on this threshold of change, this new breakthrough, or this powerful source that you're headed towards. The sophistication in you can sense that and is energetically placing itself in the right time and space for you to express this energy out so the world can see this, how connected you are, how sophisticated you are. But New Age came out, like this new phase is coming, this new age of being is about to express itself, and you are going to be seen as the catalyst of this new version of consciousness for the world around you. Remember, this energetic thread I'm on is centered your day-to-day life. This new age consciousness is about to register a new residency here, a new reality for the world around you. It's like it's going to break through the chaos and birth something new, something different, something transformative to the world that will be viewed as something genius, something sophisticated. But behind this energy is a protection. There's something in your sophistication that is protecting an ancient consciousness because of this vibration that this energy carries is ancient. Yeah, you're protecting an energetic source within you, like you're the original. You're authentic, but as it steps into this paradigm, you may enter into an arena that carries a particular history. And something in your sophistication is tapping into that history there, that original energy, and you're bringing that back to its origin. Yet, you may not be from here because Subspace Window came out. This may be a new hobby you picked up on. This may be a new venture that you embarked on, but something in the subspace window allowed you to pick up on this original energy. There is this familiar energy here when you registered your energy back here, residency. Yet when you found residency here, when you were introduced to this new hobby, this new thing, this new adventure, something in you became very protective of its traditions. I do not know what this is or what you guys are protecting or embarking on. However, what I can see here is that you're building your energy or building this energy from the ground up because Course of Action came out. And before you take a course, you get read the syllabus, you get read what this course entails, you get a little bit of history about it, and something in your energy wanted to preserve the integrity of this place. But because Subspace Window is here, you're out of sourceness, you being new here, people do not know you, people do not have a frame of reference for you, but because this integral energy that you're carrying will cut out the chaos that it has evolved into. Something here in this energy lets me know that it has been taken to a different height, a new level where it's much more chaotic, where there's much more turbulence here. I don't know why kids are being referenced in my mind, where a new age, like the new generation, has taken it and formed its own version, leaving out its integrity. But something in the subspace window lets me know you're going to cut through the time and space because of who you are and bring things back to the natural order of things. You're going to merge these two energies, that of old age and that of a new age, and bring this equilibrium back here with integrity. Someone that's not from here originally. You did not grow up in this environment. However, you sense the purity of it and seen it gone too far out, but you're taking on a new course of action is what I'm sensing here. And people are going to see this genius in you, the old and the new, creating this new home, this new version of integrity, also merging in the new age, the new world. That's why I was seeing Merkaba, the Metatron's cube. You materializing this metaphysical energy from the 5D down to the 3D. Your energy in this time, in this day and age, will draw it in together, creating a new home, a new energy here by way of your spiritual literacy. Very powerful read here, you guys. That was so large and so beautiful. Very interesting message here in the cards. And if you stayed thus far, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And at this time, I would like to pull cards on the third and final stone here, which was about your personal medicine, the gift that you're meant to deliver. And the cards that came out were separation, exercise, pulling it in, inspired, elevation of spiritual body, and fired up. Yeah, what I'm downloading here in this thread of consciousness, being that this was on the external thread about the people, there's something in your gift and you materializing it, manifesting it, it causes this separation amongst the people around you. Cause this separation based on energy, based on frequency. Yet the reason for this separation is not something ill-intended. It's not something you're trying to do against people. But you have to get in this space where you're energetically calibrated on a certain frequency in order to draw your gift down. It has to have a proper landing. It has to land on a right energetic frequency in order for it to truly express itself, in order for it truly to deliver itself to the right home. And your energy knows this. That's why there's this elevation of your spiritual body in the external world, in the external way. Yeah, that's why you stop talking to people. That's why you start articulating yourself, conveying your visions, conveying what you're about to do, what you're embarking on. Instead, you honed in on this energy, closing your mouth. But this closing of your mouth is more like energetic separation to pull in this gift down. But your energetic body had to rise in order to do so. That's one side of this personal medicine that I'm seeing here. But also what I'm gathering is that because you're sponsored by the other world, I don't know why that tickles me so much. You being sponsored by the spirit world. What I'm sensing here based on this download, and I know I'm going a little bit far off, is that some of you are spiritual Nepo babies. It's quite beautiful, and I'm quite proud to see this. But I also read this as this spiritual nepotism here. And it tickles me because I'm happy to see how blessed some of you are. I see this as a very beautiful thing, but also in the cards, I can see that you're exercising your right, your access. your sponsorship, because this exercising that I'm seeing here in terms of your gift is because you weren't just given things. You had to work. You had to exercise your spiritual body, your spiritual mind, your emotional self to get to this point. Though your spirit guides or ancestors give you access, give you permission by way of your purpose, but this gift, more importantly, is not so easily accessible. It has to be calibrated in a certain way, is what I'm sensing here. You cannot be gifted in this way without exercising your right to earn it, is what I'm sensing here in the stones. Yeah, this is a very interesting download that I'm getting here. A part of nepotism that people perceive is that you're handed things, you're just given things. But what I'm downloading surrounding your gift is that in order to truly inspire people in the realm of spirit, in their connection to the spirit world, you have to build this from the ground up. You have to work your way here. That's why the action stone is connected to your gift. And that's why it's only being funded in a very particular way. They're not going to allow you to bypass this. They're not going to allow you to just get it by way of access. Your gift has to be cultivated from the ground up. You have to work for it. You have to put the time in for it. You actually have to go to class and get an A in this particular area in order for the other world to sponsor you. Because you need to be inspired. In order for you to give this degree of inspiration, you have to go through the gauntlet. There's something about the struggle here that creates this resonance with people, and they don't want to shortchange your experience by handing you your gift and you saying, I have this. No. You have to articulate it by way of inspiration. In order for you to be inspired, you have to go through things. You have to have this heat to you. You have to go through all the gauntlets that fires you up in a way to let you know you weren't just given this gift. You had to work for it. So for those of you in the collective who are struggling or maybe trying to find your gift, there has to be this level of work, this energetic input that you have to put into it in order for you to get access to this sponsorship, is what I'm downloading. Because Inspired came out, it's very hard for you to be this source of inspiration to the people when you haven't gone through things. You have to go through the front door and actually work your way up to articulate your experience. How did you get access to your gift? This communication that I was picking up on in the external side was you telling people about what you were going to do. You felt called to this because the other world had to put you on a track. You are on this course to elevate your spiritual body. And in order for you to do so, you have to go through a particular route that comes with a little bit of heat. And I don't want to say this in a way where it means that you have to struggle to get something, but your gift compacted with this sponsorship, there's no shortcuts, is what I'm saying. You have to go through the process just like everyone else in order to access your gift. But once you get here, once you go through what you need to get through, you're going to be able to articulate it even to the common man because you worked to get here. You have gained access by way of what type of energy you had to put in from the ground up, from the bottom, is what I'm sensing here. So when people say you were spoon fed, you're this Nepo baby, but when they see this heat coming from you, they know you were built from the ground. You went through the very same things that they've gone through. Now you can articulate it. Not only can you articulate it, you're going to show them you were built from the ground up, is what I'm downloading here. Very large message that they heated me up for. Very interesting message here in the cards. And at this time, I would like to come down from this very blazing fire and close out tonight's healing circle. And I will see you all at the next.